did we do with this?
Bounty.
What did we do with this?
You created.
We created magic with this. With this. Okay, guys? So, now we're going to move in to see how we did it, but do not underestimate the beauty of paper towels. Are you a believer of the paper towel?
I'm a believer of the paper towels.
One of the most frustrating things that happen to photographers is when you're trying to utilize the beauty of natural light. You all know, we all know that natural light's never strong enough and it sucks. And then when we're trying to create beautiful portraits that have a lot of dimensionality, you literally have to put the person 6 inches from the window to get the dimensionality to happen. Otherwise, the lighting looks very flat. As you all know, if you're far away from the window, it just flattens out because the power of the light is just practically dead, and the light reaching the subject is barely enough just to even get an exposure that's decent. So we're going to go over how to do my practice sessions. We're going to turn this little light modifier right here, okay? Boop. Whoa. Use this to achieve this, okay? Now, what's great about this picture? It has dimensionality and is shot at a good ISO. It has enough dimensionality to create those beautiful shadows, and it looks amazing. And that can only happen really with the speed of paper towel lighting. Okay, we're here at the studio, so we're gonna just show you how this works. Granted, you do need an assistant for this. This is not something you can really do by yourself. It gets too complicated to do it by yourself. You could do it, but you need all these grip C-stands and grip things to be able to grip the tools that we're gonna use to create that incredible natural light when the natural light is not giving us what we want, which is pretty much all the time, or 99% of the time. Here's the tools you need. You need an LED light. Okay, this is the Stella Light Motion Company. Stella, it doesn't matter, but this is the Stella 8000 something. Okay, very powerful LED light and very portable. You need a paper towel and you need one of these little guys right here. This is one of those little honey grid things, but basically controls the amount of light spread from a huge spread to a very narrow beam of spread because the holes are so small. Okay, so the bigger the holes on these things, the wider the spread will be. If the holes, like in this one, are super tight, then the beam of light will be very narrow, straightforward, okay? Almost like a spotlight. That's what this one will do. This is a 5 degree. We're gonna be using a 10 degree for our purposes right now. We're gonna be using a 10 degree, or I think it's 10 or 15 degrees, something like that, which is over here. But this is the tools you need. An LED light, a paper towel, and this. And the way you do it is you put this here, okay? And then we gotta turn it on. And then what happens is, you can see it's on now. What happens is, this guy is going to basically reduce the spread of light. Okay, it's gonna reduce the spread of light. I'll show you what that looks like soon. And then this guy is going to diffuse the light that does reach the person. So this will not allow the light to illuminate the whole scene in your subject, because that flattens it out. That looks flat, that looks bad. But when you put this on, it basically narrows the beam to just the person and not the couch or the wall or whatever you're photographing them. Anything in the background will very much go into a lot darker than the subject, as you're pointing this straight at the subject, okay? So that's kind of what you want. Then, so two things. The assistant holds this here, and then it holds the napkin, okay? The closer the napkin gets to this, the harder the light. The softer, the farther away the napkin gets from the grid, the softer the light, okay? So this will be closer to the subject, and this will illuminate more of the napkin, creating a softer light. So by manipulating the distance between the napkin and the little grid, you can get the most incredible light that you can imagine, because the proof is in the pudding. Just look at the picture, people. This is an incredible lighting for boudoir. If you're shooting anything like that, even headshots or anything, this lighting is amazing, and you only need a paper towel to do it, and one of these guys and an LED light, okay? Now, most of us have these things. If you don't have one of these, you can go get them. I don't know, get them from generic places, doesn't matter. But basically, this narrows the beam of light. This diffuses the light that does reach the subject. So let's go to the real setup. Let me turn this guy off real quick. In this case, I'm using an Aperture 300, which is a stronger light source, but just because I wanted to demonstrate it and I didn't know how it was going to look. I did use this on my photo shoot that I did with that amazing human, and but you can do that with this one as well. So it wouldn't really make a difference, except this is a little less powerful, so you just have to bring it closer to the subject. That's the only difference. Okay, so let's bring this aside. Okay, my friends, we're gonna do this step by step real fast so you guys can see the advantages of this. Of course, you do, like I said, need an assistant so that you don't have all this like C-stencil. You only need one stand to hold the LED light. The grid and the paper towel is going to be held by your assistant or whoever you can find. Okay, but here is the light on the person and also the light on the couch. This is just the window light. The window's about 12 feet from me right now. So the window is about 12 feet from me right now. You can see that the light's okay, but it's just very weak. This is not gonna look good, and especially because the light hitting the person is a lot the same as the light hitting the blanket in the background and the couch. So that doesn't look dimensional at all. Let's go ahead and turn on the light. Okay, this is what it looks like. And that's obviously incredibly harsh and stupid, but the idea is we're gonna use this, then pretend that this is the window light. So now the window's very close to the subject, except now we have a problem of the window being too harsh, so the window light being too harsh, so we're going to tame it down really fast, a lot faster than you would with regular modifiers. This is why I like it. First, you're gonna fix two problems you wanna take care of. The first problem is the spread of light. Right now the spread is all over the place. It's just flattening the light that looks crap. So first problem is provide very narrow directional light. So that you do that, you bring in the grid. This is like a 15-degree grid. All right, now look at that. Now look at the subject, totally bright. Now look at the blanket and the rest of the scene, a lot darker. Look, before, totally bright, looks dumb, everything looks lit the same. Now the person's face, just look at the face, it looks a lot brighter than the rest of the scene. That's what you want. Second problem is how strong or how diffused or strong the light's going to be. You do that with a paper towel. Paper towel comes in, look how amazing soft that looks. Now that looks really good. If you need more power, this is why the paper towel is so good, you just simply go from double ply to single ply. Double ply to single ply. Now look at that. Look at the difference that makes. Okay, that looks a little bit brighter, a little bit of a boost. This kills the boost a little bit. So if you need very quick compensation, you don't have to change modifiers, just lift the double ply. There you got it. You have it right there and you're good to go. Now if you want the light to be stronger, put the light closer to the light source, and that's going to use a very small percentage of the napkin being lit by the light, I'm sorry. So it's gonna give the person a stronger light field. So still diffused. That's the key. That is, the napkin still diffuses it, but still provides a lot of strength. Now if you want it to be softer, you just bring the napkin further away from the light source, and more of the light gets illuminated, more of the napkin, I'm sorry, gets illuminated, making it a bigger light source. And because the napkin is closer to the subject, it provides a softer light. Okay guys, we are here on Photoshop and we can see the photo and you can see what it looks like and why I'm such a big fan of paper towel lighting. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's actually extremely effective, very useful, very cheap, and anyone can implement it. Yes, it does work better if you have one of those grids to put in front of your lights, but you don't even have to have that. You just have to have the paper towels. But if you do have the grid, you can really narrow the beam of light from the LED lights to your subject only. So I guess the goal here is you want the couch to be darker than the person. That's basically what you want. If you look at this readings over here, let's say we have, I don't know, let's look at the reading of this couch right here. Let's just look at the reading of this blanket, okay? So this blanket is at 79, 79, 79. The lightness level's at 33 on the lab color, 33. Let's look at her here, 48. Okay, so the light hitting here is 48 on lab, on the luminosity channel. The light hitting her stomach, which is very close to her, went up to 48. You can just see the lab color right there. Okay, now here, the light here on this part of her leg is at 54, and at this part of her leg, it's at 37. That, as you can see, just look at over here, just look at the lab color. So this, just look at this channel here, the lab, that's the luminosity, so 37. So here you have the rib cage here, right where the rib begins, you're at 59, 57, something like that. And then right underneath, right here, right underneath that, you're at 40. That, and then over here a 46, and then here in the middle of the stomach area to define it, you're a 45, and right next to it, you go all the way up to 57. Why does that matter? It matters because it means that the couch is significantly darker than she is, okay? The blanket right here is at luminosity 42. Then you look at her face, and you're at luminosity 59. You look at her neck, luminosity 61, okay? So she's a lot brighter than the couch, and she's doing it, and we're doing it with extremely soft looks. Like it's incredibly difficult to achieve strong light source like that is so soft. That's why the paper towels are so incredible, okay? And here you have, if you look at let me get a brush real quick, and let me switch it to a red. Look at this beautiful, look how the shadows just define the rib cage. Look at the shadow right here in the middle. Like I said, look at the highlight right here on her leg. All this is in shadow, all this is in shadow. So that really defines her leg in such a flattering way. It's so beautiful. Look at her face. The catch lights in her eyes are incredible. Okay, so you can, the eyes come alive, okay? You have these beautiful, flattering shadows and highlights in her neck coming through, the ones in her chest, the ones on her rib cage right there. Extremely flattering. That is not flat light. That is very three-dimensional lighting. She looks like she's three-dimensional, popping out of the paper, popping out of the screen. I printed this, and the print looks incredible because of it. Now, can you do this with a strobe and a modifier, like a 1x4, Profoto 1x4? Of course, you can do anything with modifiers. It's just a lot more work, a lot more expensive, and you have to kind of guess, and you have to kind of get lucky. Okay? So, yeah, you can do it, definitely. You can do anything with modifiers. It's just, do you have them all? The paper towel situation, anyone can go to the grocery store, get some paper towels, and you can make it work. To be able to get lighting this beautiful and so three-dimensional, you have to have a very strong light coming through, but it still has to be soft. So the solution is the window light. But the window has to be far away enough for you to be able to photograph her well like this. Okay, so if she's too close to the window, you get that three-dimensionality, but if you want to have any kind of space between you and her or anything like that, it becomes difficult. So if you are trying to photograph someone and use a lens that's flattering, so not like a wide-angle lens, but something that's flattering like this, you'll be able to put her further away from the window and then enhance the light using LED lights with a grid and with a paper towel. Now, do you need the grid 100%? No, but it is very important because that grid is what separates her from the couch. Like, that's why the lighting in the couch is darker than the lighting on her, because the grid stopped the light from spreading all over the place. It just basically, you can concentrate the light in just the subject and not the couch at all, or minimize it in the couch. So that's it. I think this paper towel situation is something that I actually bring an entire roll of paper towels to every shoot. I even put paper towels over strobes in order to diffuse the light or minimize the power, whatever it is. It's really quick to be able to just have paper towels in your bag and just put them with a rubber band around the Profoto B1 or Profoto B10 or whatever you use. And it actually creates very flattering results that would be difficult to do with modifiers. So I hope you enjoy that, and give it a try, and put it in your comments if you tried it, and see if you liked it as much as I do. All right, good luck. All right, guys, that was super fun. We turned some paper towels into an amazing lighting opportunity. We enhanced the look of natural light coming from a window. We made it exactly what we wanted it to be. The exact strength, the exact directionality, the exact power, everything we wanted, we were able to manipulate it with some paper towels. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe if you want to know more about these tips and tricks that I'm going to be posting. And I think there's a little bell to notify you when I post. You can click on that as well. We'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.